Hey guys, it's Shay again with Plant Essence, and welcome back. I wanted to share with you all something that plant parents absolutely do this whole plant journey for, and they do it because they want their plants to thrive. And also, one important thing that they really want their plants to do is to bloom. Okay. And I've only been on this journey for a very short time. I do have over 100 plants in my collection. And I can say that I could probably count on one hand how many plants have actually bloomed in my care. They're all doing well, but this particular one is, in my opinion, one of the hardest sorry, not genius, genus, like genes. Um, to grow and cultivate because it does require a specific type of care, humidity during the winter months, and we're just coming out of the colder months, going into like spring and summer months. It's getting a little hotter. Are the carnivorous plants, okay? And I'm sure a lot of you probably are not familiar with, well, I can't say a lot of you. Some are not familiar with this particular one, but I thought they were so cute. They're called well, the common name is butterwort. And this is what it looks like. I guess they call them butterworts because they're like, the leaves are kind of like buttery. Like it feels like there's a little bit of like a slight stickiness to it. And that's whatever enzyme is on it attracts like fungus gnats and different like little creatures to attach to it. So once they get onto the Spivey, Spivey, what the hell's that noise? Once they attach to it and they basically absorb the nutrients from the bug into the leaves, and then the plant grows bigger. But look at what's happening with this particular one. This is a Pinguicula. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll put it up, but it's the Pinguicula. That's the scientific name of it, Pinguicula, and there's different like subgenus and sub names of the actual Pinguicula. But a lot of these are grown in like tropic regions. There's this, I think the ones that I have are from Mexico. But anyway, look at it. It's about to bloom. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And they like, when they bloom, the little tentacles kind of go up and there's like a little purple flower. Purple's my favorite color. So, but this is like the creme de la creme when you do your journey in one of your plants blooms. It's like a serious reward. So I'm so excited to share this with you all. And not to mention, like, I just kind of going back to the care for these. I got these from Rainbow Carnivorous in California. I had them shipped over. It's from an Etsy shop. So shout out to Etsy. Etsy has some great shops when it comes to plants. If you ever want to, get something a little bit unique and kind of test your limits on care, I definitely recommend checking out some Etsy shops. But I got this again from Rainbow Carnivores. Yeah, and it says the tag right there. I don't know if, oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. I'll try to flip it around, but yeah, this is what it is. Yep. Okay. So yeah, so when I get it, this particular plant was so small when I got it. It was tiny. It was so tiny. I'm gonna see if I can show some pictures of what it looked like before, but now it's like filling out its particular pot. I have it in I don't know if you can see it. This is sphagnum moss, and on top of it there is perlite, vermiculite, and I think some sand, just to kind of get the roots of the Pinguicula kind of anchored into something instead of just the sphagnum moss. And then I put it into basically a self-watering container. It's a very small one. It's about 3 inches or so. But the water in it is distilled water. You cannot feed your carnivorous plants any type of city or tap water because it contains minerals that can kill your plant. And the other thing too about these particular plants is that you cannot fertilize them. Fertilizing them can kill them, and I've actually experienced that. I went a little overboard and put some of the fertilizer, which actually it said you could, but you had to dilute it. I forgot to dilute it, and I put it onto the leaf of one of my Pinguiculas, which was doing pretty good. And the Pinguicula basically just, it melted. It looked like I put acid on it or something. But noted, never give your plants, your carnivorous plants, any type of fertilizer. It will kill them. So basically, it gets their nutrients from the bugs. And I don't know if you can see, there's actually a bug right there on the leaf. Okay, this is getting on my nerves. Get on my nerves. Okay. There's a bug right here. And it sits in my south-facing window. The other thing too, that carnivorous plants need a whole lot of light. So, okay. The other thing too, I wanted to show you this one here is called the Pinguicula Peaches. And when I got it, it didn't look like this. It looked more so like this color, like a peachy color, and it was very tiny. It's very tiny. It's so cute, the cutest little butterwort. But it is grown substantially, and it's caught its own fungus gnats, and I think it actually caught a big mosquito. Can you believe it? So I don't know if you can see, there's two there. And then if I turn it around, I think you can see there is a big, which I believe is a mosquito that it caught. So better on the butterwort than on my skin, because I'm highly allergic to mosquitoes. But yeah, I put it in the same type of substrate. The containers are not as attractive, but it keeps them alive. Eventually, I do want to transport these Pinguiculas and carnivorous plants into one large bog, and maybe I'll do like a video on that to show you how I do it. But it's basically like a plant bog, and it's in a bowl, and all the carnivorous plants basically live in this like bowl together and just like eat all the bugs, all the fungus gnats and stuff. So that's the peaches. And then I want to show you this one too. This is the Nepenthes pitcher plant. Now I got this one. This is actually a pup from a huge plant that I got last year. Actually, the plant that I got last year wasn't huge. It just grew substantially. And you have to keep these particular plants in a very humid environment. So I did buy a cloche or dome for this plant, and it actually sits in like a little tub of the distilled water, and it's in sphagnum moss. But this actually, like I said, it was a pup from another plant, and this is the only one that has actually grown a pitcher. It's not a very mature pitcher. The pitchers are supposed to be really big, and very large, and like, so a bug can go into it, and then the top of the pitcher closes, and then the digestive enzymes then consume the bug, and then they can absorb the nutrients. This is the only one, and the other mother plant grew so huge. I have I'm gonna say it's a 12-inch cloche just sitting over there. I don't know if you can see it, but let's see if I can. It's over there by the two grow lights over there. Let's see. I turn. Yeah. Well, it just. But it's huge. It's huge. I'll show it to you one day. And it grew, but it would never produce any pictures. The only one was this particular one, the small one. So I went on a couple videos, and I saw that I needed to chop it up and then like kind of start fresh. So I have 3 of the like small plants, like around this size. I think it's about 3-inch in that dome, and it's high humidity, like 99% humidity, which these plants love. And actually I have to put this one back in a dome very soon, because you'll start to see them kind of like wilt a little bit when it's not enough humidity. They like a lot of humidity. That's why I put the cloche on top of the carnivorous plants. And typically in the winter months, back to the Pinguicula, I do dome these Pinguiculas in the winter months because they do appreciate the humidity. But once it starts to get warm, I put them in my south-facing window. Gets a lot of direct sun, and it loves it. So. All right, the next one I did want to show you, this one here, and I had another one. It died, unfortunately, because I fertilized it. I put these little Osmotes slow release fertilizers in a couple of the pitchers, and it just like killed the pitcher. I was watching something on YouTube, but you know, sometimes you find other channels and other suggestions, you try it out. It's all about experimenting. And I experimented in the wrong way and I killed the plant, unfortunately. But this is your standard American pitcher plant. It's another type. Let me take it to the bathroom. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm back. I just had to take her out to use the bathroom. So, all right. So, as I was saying, this is the American pitcher plant, Nepenthes. I did have another one that was, it was a different type of species, and it had like, it's beautiful. It had like, instead of like just all green, it had red, some parts were reddish, purplish, and they were really tall and lanky and very, like, in my opinion, very sexy looking pitcher plants. These ones are a little bit fatter. But anyway, the idea is to have the bug go into there. Typically like a larger bug, like maybe a fly. Whereas like the Pinguiculas, those are like basically fungus gnat catchers, where this one's it can take a larger insect. As the pitcher plants get bigger, they can actually, some of them in certain parts of like the tropics where they're just kind of growing wild, they can take like small like mammals like mice and things like that and absorb and kill the mice in the pitchers. But I don't have anything like that. Like, to have something like that, your conditions have to be really, really ideal. And it's very hard in like a regular house to have all of that going on. But yeah, this is the pitcher. I've had this maybe a month and a half because I killed my other one. I had my other one, it would have been like 9 months or so. I was so upset when I killed it. But yeah, this is sitting in the sphagnum moss substrate, okay, in here. And it's sitting in some water. And then I have it in this little terracotta tray here. This, you know, just so it looks a little nice. But I keep it under a grow light in my plant cabinet here. Well, not cabinet, or plant shelf. And then I put this dome on top of it, and you see all the condensation on it. That's perfectly fine if it's condensation, but it keeps its own like little ecosystem going on in here, which is what you want. They like that. Oops. All right. The next one is actually a new one. I've always wanted one, but I was told it can be really, really difficult. But this is your standard, you know, Venus flytrap, which it looks like it's growing a new trap. But this actually eats flies, like large flies. And they actually contract. Like let me see if I can find it. And I'm not gonna do it because I did read somewhere that once you constantly hit the inside of the actual trap and it contracts and closes, that it's a limited number of times that it can do that, and sometimes it can die. So I don't want to do it. But yeah, it does it. Like if you hit the little, kind of like the belly of the trap, you hit it hits a nerve, and then it contracts and it closes. So I'm not gonna do it, but I just want to show you where inside there. So like if I just touch the little tendrils, it doesn't do anything. But when you go inside, hit the inside, the belly of it, it'll contract and close. So I just want to do that. And it's very tiny. And I got this, guys. I got this from like Lowe's. It's like, I think it was like $7. It was inexpensive. And then I keep it in this little container here, and at the bottom of it, there is some distilled water. Same conditions. I don't fertilize it, and I keep it in this dome or cloche. And I keep it under a grow light. So let me see if I can get it back in there. So this time. No, okay, that's fine. But yeah, wanted to share with you guys my carnivorous collection, and I do have a few more carnivorous plants. They're basically Pinguiculas, and eventually I'll create a bog with all of them. I just don't know where I'm gonna put it. The thing is, when you have so many plants and you kind of put them together, and then and they get bigger, and it's like you have to reposition them and move them around. It can be very challenging, but I'm up for the challenge, and thank you so much. There's more to come. I'm still learning. You're learning with me. So have a good day, y'all. Bye-bye.